Right now, we want to take a live look across the state this hour from the high country to Lookout Mountain to the Denver area, and actually looking a little bit different in each of these cameras. Some we're seeing some, well, most of them we're seeing some clouds, maybe a little bit of low-lying fog in some of them as well. Most of that blue sky we were seeing this morning has pretty much cleared out, and of course things are going to be changing as we move throughout our day. Thank you for joining us for 9 News at Noon. I'm Erica Lopez with meteorologist Keely Chalmers. And Keely, we know we've got another risk for severe weather later today, and we're kind of seeing things already change out there.
Absolutely. You could feel the moisture, that low level moisture in the air out there, and that will create instability as we get that afternoon heating. Yeah, we are in store for another round of thunderstorms. Some will be strong to severe. The atmosphere not looking as unstable at this point as it was yesterday. But again, with the moisture and the low level that we're feeling out there right now, it just feels muggy out there, and the afternoon heating, that will create the threat for those thunderstorms to continue. So we're at 77 out there right now. Taking a look at your current temperatures, you're looking mainly in the 70s across the plains and 60s and 70s up there in the high country. Here's a look at your HD Doppler radar, and you can see we do have some moisture being rotated from the south into our area. From the north, we have a system moving through as well, and that will impact the northern border of the state and the northeast corner. So for the metro area, we are expecting those storms to start to rumble in between about 2 and 6 o'clock. Those clouds will increase. We're going to top out right around 86 degrees. Now, up there in the northeast corner of the state, that's where we're going to see some storms moving in later on tonight, right around the 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Sterling expects some severe weather late as we head into the overnight hours. You can see everywhere there in green under the threat for some sort of severe weather as we head into the afternoon and evening. Tonight, partial clearing. We're going to drop down to about 57 degrees. Tomorrow, we do have some morning sun and just a chance for some isolated storms in the forecast as we head in tomorrow afternoon. Things looking drier, though, as we head into the middle part of the week. Still going to be in the mid-80s tomorrow. Things dry out and things really warm up in our extended forecast. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit.
Keely, thank you. Right now, Denver police are investigating a shooting involving one of their officers. It happened in the area of 48th and Jackson. Denver police tweeted about the shooting around 8:15 this morning. Police tell us they initially responded to a call about a stolen motorcycle. One officer fired a shot. No one was hit or injured. Police tell us 2 suspects are right now in custody. Right now, police are investigating after something crashed onto a family's back windshield while driving this past week. They're trying to find out whether this was an accident or a crime. The family says they were headed northbound on I-25 near Colorado Boulevard and Evans Avenue when this happened. Rebecca was not in the car at the time, but her kids were, and her parents were driving. She says something fell and hit the windshield, cracking it. It held up for the drive home before it completely shattered. We're getting a good look at that right here. The family thinks it was a rock based on the shape of the damage. No one was hurt, but they're of course really shaken about it. Rebecca says she does not believe this was an accident.
Thankfully, the windshield withheld the impact. If the rock or bullet, whatever it was, would have gone in, it would have killed my daughter. If I hit the front windshield, it would have killed my father, or he would have lost control of the car. What if the windshield had collapsed while they were still driving? In that case, my 2 daughters in the back seat would have had to go to the hospital for stitches.
Yeah, scary situation there. Rebecca did file a police report with Denver police. It's been a little more than a year since a rock thrown at a windshield killed a woman in Jefferson County. Prosecutors say in April of last year, 3 teenagers threw rocks at 7 cars near Rocky Flats. The driver of one of those cars, Alexa Bartell, died after a rock went through her windshield. 2 of the suspects pleaded guilty in the case. The other has a trial set for next month. This week, the man responsible for a crash that killed a prominent Denver composer earlier this year is expected to be sentenced. On February 5th, police say Juan Ortega Torres Jr. ran a red light on 64th Avenue between Wadsworth and Sheridan in Arvada. He crashed into Wolf Thompson, sending his car into the side of a home. Thompson died in the crash and his 2 children were taken to the hospital. One had serious injuries. Last month, Ortega-Torres pleaded guilty to DUI vehicular homicide and 2 counts of DUI vehicular assault. His sentencing is set for tomorrow. And this morning we learned one of the 2 people rescued over the weekend on the Roaring Fork River has died. The Pitkin County Sheriff's Office says 2 rafts capsized near Basalt Whitewater Park. Pitkin County Emergency Dispatch got the call just after 2 in the afternoon Saturday. Several agencies found the rafters and pulled them from the water. Officials say 74-year-old Villis Ziggers was one of them. He later died at the hospital. The other person rescued was treated at the scene. The sheriff's office there wants to remind whitewater enthusiasts of rapidly changing river conditions this time of year. We've already seen several deaths in rivers and lakes so far this spring, and right now there are still warnings in place about rivers running high and fast. Golden police are limiting swimming and tubing in Clear Creek. The city says the water there just isn't safe. The city wants to remind people Clear Creek is not a lazy river float. It's naturally flowing and can be dangerous. There are temporary new park hours and rules in place at Aurora Reservoir. Officials are banning alcohol there, and park rules already prohibit loud music. Leaders say they're going to be strict about enforcing these rules and will increase security protocols on the weekends. We received a big response from you at home after Steve on Your Side featured a man who had his EV tax credits denied by the state. We actually heard from 50 people who say they're in the same boat.
I had a letter about 2 weeks after the file date saying that the rebate was disqualified because the state of Colorado said it was only a 24-month lease, and really this car was a 36-month lease.
Well, it's a story that we've heard before. At the time, the state told us nothing was wrong, but then we started getting emails and calls. So Steve on Your Side went to the state again and waited an entire week to finally get a response. Hi, Steve. After reviewing your story, we further reviewed our internal processes and discovered a coding error. The Department of Revenue has dedicated now full-time staff to reviewing all of the credits that were denied, and they'll be sending letters to people who were impacted by this.